So just kind of be interested, you know, if you could expand a little on how partner programs now have to adopt to deal with the changing channel landscape, and you know what types of considerations, you know, do people need to take into both at the program level and you know the partner types, I suppose. How do you deal with that now?
Yeah, exactly. I think you know there are some things you learn, you know, over the years, and certainly one thing that you mentioned is that a partner, you know, any one of our partners probably works with, you know, anywhere from 5 to 10, 7 to 12, I think you mentioned, other vendors, including some of our competitors, right? And so how do you think about a program that makes them get up every morning thinking about you, right? And since they work with so many other vendors, and since they're probably being bombarded with many things from those vendors also, I think one of the most important things is to keep it very simple. So from a program standpoint, how do you keep it as simple as possible? So it's easy to understand, it's easy to sort of digest and absorb, and easy to use, right? And so I think that's something that we all need to remind ourselves on. You know, I myself go crazy sometimes and want to do this, and this, and then have to sort of remind myself, you know, keep it simple, right? So that's, I think, very important to us. The other thing I think is that with these different partner types that we talked about, is you probably want to have somewhat of a 70% consistency across not only geographies, but sometimes around partner types, but also be able to have bespoke type of programs without destroying the simplicity type of concept that I just pointed out. I think it's important to make these programs meaningful to certain types of partners. So when I look at my strategic partners, right, I don't mind having somewhat of a 70% consistency across those partners, but a little bit of a bespoke element in it that is very relevant to them in their particular region, or their maybe particular industry that they're really focused on. I think it makes it much more meaningful and motivating for them to say, oh, this particular vendor really cares about me, and they're actually putting an element of that is very particular to me and resonates with me. So I think that's another thing that I've learned over the years also. The third thing is make your CFO your friend, and make your product management teams your friends, your product marketing teams your friends, right? They need to be part of sort of the final architecture of the program. And that cost envelope that everybody expects you to operate under, pay attention to that, right, when you develop this program, and the incentives behind it, right? I think that's super important. So simplicity, cost envelope, and then the last thing I'll probably add to this, when you look at a program and making sure that it drives value for you, the vendor, as well as the partner, is the performance metrics, right? And are you paying for, like you said, the behavior, and Paul was saying about performance, etc., right? So is it a pay for performance model that is driving the right behavior? It could be customer success, customer adoption, reaching new customers, technology sort of plays, all of those kinds of things. But it's driving behavior that is important to your company. It's sitting within that cost envelope that you have to operate under, and it's as simple as possible, with a little bit of element of bespokeness sort of thrown in there. I think that's what I've learned over the years. That it becomes more and more of a meaningful type of program. So back to you.